In 2016, the world came to an end. Not with bombs, not with war, but with fire. One day a rift opened in the heavens and dragons poured forth, as terrible and violent as the beasts of legend. Like ants, they swarmed over the human cities, destroying everything in their wake. Buildings crumbled, and as they did, so did society. Mankind learned that their guns had no effect on the unearthly creatures from another dimension. Riots broke out as men were forced to fight not only for their survival against the dragons, but against each other. The people who survived those first brutal days took to hiding. Eventually, small groups of survivors banded together and formed forts where they could live safely and securely. In the after, concrete is the building material of choice, and people freely give up their rights in exchange for protection for their families. The forts themselves are isolated and corrupt, run by a power-hungry militia. The guns they carry might not be useful against dragons, but they're more than enough to keep the people of the fort in line. For 7 years this goes on, and a new society emerges. It's in this world that Claudia Jones lives. She makes a hard-scrabble living by scavenging and selling what she can on the black market to feed her sister Amy. Sasha Kennedy isn't a scavenger, so she sells what she has, her body. The three friends are able to scratch out a living for a time, until Claudia is caught and sentenced by the new militia. Instead of exile, though, they choose to take her out into the scavenge lands, bait to tame a dragon. It's a desperate effort for the failing fort that's been besieged by violent attacks. To Claudia's surprise, though, she meets a dragon that's unlike what she expected. Kyle is fierce and possessive, but can also be kind and loving. She becomes his mate and decides to rescue both Amy and Sasha from Fort Dallas and its corrupt militia. In the process, Claudia and Sasha fly away on Kyle's back, only to have Sasha fall. She is immediately snatched away by Duck, a crazed male dragon helping in the assault on Fort Dallas. Claudia has to decide to save Sasha or her sister Amy, and ends up choosing Amy. Sasha is whisked away by the wild dragon and lost to her friends. Of course, there are two sides to every story. This is Sasha's.